Alright, so today is going to start the two-part series in the Reds season preview. Today I'm going to do the offense and the fielders. Next week I'm going to do the pitching staff. Spring training's here. Doesn't seem like there's going to be delays, so yay for that. But about this Reds team, they had one job on the offense. One job. Sign a starting caliber major league shortstop. They couldn't even do that. I'm almost embarrassed to be a Reds fan for that. I get it. COVID hurt a lot. You know, things are going to change. I get that. But you can't even offer Jonathan VR a major league deal when he has proven he is a major league quality player. I mean, yes, every Reds fan had a dream of one of Andrelton Simmons, Marcus Semien, or Didi Gregorius. It's not always going to work out. I get that. But you're going to go in and tell me, and yes, this is coaches speak, so of course they're going to say that. Oh, we're super confident in guys that we have. Okay, let's see. Who do they have right now? Kyle Farmer, who's a utility player. I like Kyle Farmer. But as an everyday shortstop, ugh. Alex Blandino, also a utility type player, has not broken in to the true big league utility type role yet. Kyle Holder, the former Yankee and Philly farmhand shortstop, has not broken through. And D. Strange Gordon. If this was 5 years ago, I love that. But think about this. He has not played shortstop regularly since his third year in LA. It's his last year then, and ever since then, he has been, for the vast majority, a second baseman. Seattle experimented a little bit with him in center field and has given him some cups of coffee at shortstop. But he hasn't played regular shortstop in a long time. You know, since his days of stealing the stolen base crown from Billy Hamilton, which always annoyed me. But that's beside the point. He hasn't played it in so long. You're going to go from Freddie Galvis and Jose Garcia, who are wizards with the glove, to a guy who's 34 now, I think, and hasn't played the position in 7 years or so. Good grief. This is about as big of a failure of an offseason as you can imagine. And I'm just talking about the offense, not even talking the pitching staff yet. It frustrates me that they couldn't do that. They're acting like they're on Tampa Bay's or Pittsburgh's level right now. And they're not. They showed they can spend a little bit and they're okay. Nick Krall decided to give that up for some reason. Now, the rest of the team. I like the catching tandem. Tucker Barnhart, Tyler Stevenson, that's got a lot of potential. Tyler Stevenson showed he is good behind the plate, and he's the best catcher offensively. So as much as it kind of stunk to let Kirk Casale go, I'm okay with that decision because Tyler Stevenson has shown he deserves playing time. And Tucker Barnhart's a multiple-time Gold Glove winner. You don't just let that go for nothing. Joey Votto, I was very excited for his 2020 before COVID hit. I thought he was really going to have a bounce back year. We'll see. I'm hopeful, but cautious as well. So cautiously optimistic for him. If he can just get back to that 340, 350 on base percentage type, I think they'll be okay. But he hasn't been that way, so I'm nervous. Hopeful these last year or so has just been a bump in the road and not, his decline phase. I know it's starting, but we'll see. Hopefully we can do something with it. Moustakas, see, with him and with a lot of others, for some reason, the entire Reds offense decided that we're not going to hit for a high average, and we're going to try and hit 50 home runs in 60 games. The entire Reds offense. I don't know what in the world. But outside of a couple hot streaks from Castellanos and Winker, that's what it was. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's Alan Zinter changing the approach or what. But they got to get back to fundamental hitting. Taking what they're giving you. They're giving you the single up the middle, take the single up the middle. I think they were, if they weren't first, they were second in percentage of runs scored by the home run. They cannot live that way. I know they play in Great American Ballpark, but that's just not sustainable. They got to get back to quality hitting, quality at-bats. And Moustakas, I know he's a power hitter. I know he's not going to hit 280. But give me 250, 260 and get on base for 320. I don't think that's a large ask for someone like him. And then you get to Suarez. I think the epitome of the 2020 season was Eugenio Suarez. He hit 49 home runs in 2019. Then he goes last year and goes further into it. And I'm just like, calm down, dude. I don't think he was fully healthy, to be honest. So I'm hopeful that the offseason has gotten his shoulder right and that he'll be okay again, that he can get back to having those quality hits and quality at-bats. Then you get to the outfield. It's really 4 guys for 3 spots because it doesn't look like the DH is going to stay. I think it's essentially going to be Castellanos in right, Shogo in either left or center, and then a split of Winker or Senzel, depending on matchups and whatnot. I had someone on Twitter the other day arguing with me about Senzel, that he deserves everyday at-bats. I like Nick Senzel. I think he's going to be a good player. First of all, he has not played a full season, and I think his last 5 seasons, his last 3 seasons of minor league ball, full-time minor league ball, he never had more than 65 games. He hasn't shown he can be healthy. You've got to protect him from himself. You've got to. And if we're talking about offense, he hasn't shown he should be in the lineup every day yet. So I don't understand this full-on defense of him when he hasn't shown it yet. I think he'll be good. But I think you got to ease him in, protect him from himself. Don't let him get hurt. Especially when Winker, his righty-lefty splits are insane. He crushes right-handers. Doesn't do well against left-handers. It makes perfect sense. You've got these guys, they signed to big deals, who are likely going to get everyday at-bats. And with no DH, you've got one spot for two guys. Shogo's not going to be a bench bat. I think he played well later on. Got adjusted to American pitching and hitting. I think he's going to be fine. I'm not worried about Shogo. But I'm worried about Senzel staying healthy, and I'm worried about Winker's righty-lefty splits. Those two factors to me say those two should be in a platoon type. Now, if one gets hot like Winker did last year, or that I think Senzel can, then yeah, they should have every day at bats. But they haven't shown it yet. There's a lot of potential with this team. But right now, that's just about all it is. It's going to be an interesting year. So next week, we'll talk about that pitching staff. See you then.